All right. The next person we're going to call up is the previous queen.
All right, give her a second. Give her a second. Are you done? You're done? All right. So just so you know, Adrian, we'd like to call you up and ask you a few questions about your reign. She's been busy. Yeah, put on your crown. Yeah, go ahead and put on your crown. Title holder is from 2019, and the reason for that is when this festival was first created 4 years ago, it was supposed to be an annual event, but as we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic happened and it put a halt in VCSA's plans, and it wasn't until this year that they felt like it was safe enough to do this festival again, so it finally gave Adrian a chance to come back and crown her successor. So first of all, Adrian, it's been 4 years since you were crowned. I want you to first take us back to that competition in September 2019. You were a judge this year. What do you remember about what it was like to be a contestant on this very stage?
What I remember most is the entire time that we spent preparing for this competition. I felt worried because I've never been a very photogenic person, in my opinion. My sister, every time we took a family photo, my parents and relatives would praise her oh, the black mom, because she was the best model in front of the camera you could ever ask for. And I was not confident at all about my ability to walk up, not trip over anything, just strike a cute pose without looking completely ridiculous. But more than that, I remember how much I loved all the other girls who competed with me. We spent late nights in the dance studio practicing. I was very uncoordinated, but we tried to help each other out and cover for it. We built such a good bond. We still talk to each other and comment on each other's Instagram posts, hyping each other up. So more than anything, I remember how happy I felt to really feel like a part of the Vietnamese community that I've been out of touch with for so long.
So during the last 4 years, I know a lot of that. Oh, I got you, Queen, I got you. Hey, the crown's heavy, I get it. During the last 4 years, a lot of it was spent during COVID. What were some of your favorite memories, though? Reigning as Miss Viet Culture Fest 2019. What were some of your favorite memories, though, during your reign that will probably stick with you for the rest of your life?
I wish that I could say I had been able to make a big impact on the Vietnamese community during my reign. But again, because of COVID, I found it a bit difficult to go out and speak to people and have an influence. But even though COVID was very difficult, especially because of the discrimination that Asian Americans faced severely by everyone, even in Houston, which is so diverse. I remember late night Discord calls. Discord is a social media platform. Discord calls with my friends because we couldn't see each other in person, even though it was our senior year of high school. We found a way to connect to each other, to bring other students in so that no one else would feel excluded. We played games online to make sure that the bond was still going strong. And then I also remember feeling very discouraged during the height of COVID because I felt like the people around me weren't taking it as seriously as I wanted them to. The mask protocols and everything, I was practically begging my friends to stop going out, to at least mask up if they were going to flout the rules, and feeling so disappointed when they would ignore it and treat other people's lives like they were nothing. But I also remember, bit by bit, the more I tried to extend my hand and get them to see my point of view, slowly, we all came to remember the compassion that we should feel for each and every human being out there, no matter how different they are, no matter how old they are, and how much more at risk they might be than you. You should care about everyone you see in your life because you never know what's going on, and it's basic human decency.
what I'd like to ask you is, this type of a pageant is a big confidence booster. So talk about how your confidence has developed over time since you took the crown.
I think something I talked about when I won was how happy it made me feel, because one of the biggest reasons I joined was to stop feeling so insecure about myself. And it seems like that might be a common theme, and that's to no surprise given all the societal standards that hound young people these days, especially teenage girls. And I'm happy to say that the pageant had the effect that I was hoping it would. I left a much more radiant and confident and ambitious person, because to receive the love of the judges and of the audience and of my family and friends, it felt like I had the strength and the power to go on and do whatever I could possibly dream of for the rest of my life. So these days when I look in the mirror, there are off days, you don't look gorgeous all the time, except for me, but sometimes if I ever feel that dark cloud coming up again, that you're not quite perfect enough, you've got acne today, your hair's a mess, I just remember how proud I am of how far I've come. And I remember that even if I may not be proud of the way I look all the time, other people still love me and see me as beautiful. That's more than enough.
And I have to ask Adrian, what are you up to now, and what's next in store for you once you pass on your crown tonight?
I am currently struggling through the pre-med grind. I am studying to become a physician. At first it was because of the stereotype that, Vietnamese parents buy làm bác sĩ, and I remember, I love my dad, he is a dermatologist. Whenever my sister and I would bring up a possible alternative career path that we wanted to pursue, he would dissect the career into exactly how and why it was not stable and maybe not a practical choice. So thanks, Dad. But in the end, I came to love medicine on my own, and now I truly want to go into that field. Yes, to help people, but also because I love the relationship that you can build with a patient. As you go and you treat them over the years, you give them hope to live their lives fully again, you make them feel seen and heard. That's what I love most, and it's what I'm training to become. And right now, I am a junior at the University of Houston. I'm a biology major because, again, I am the classic pre-med. But one of my happiest accomplishments right now is that I'm the head of a project called Aspire, and we work to go to underserved high schools in the Houston Third Ward, and we give their students, especially juniors and seniors, education on SAT and ACT prep, college prep, and financial literacy, resume, professional skills. And we do this because the opportunities that you're afforded in life, especially the educational ones, are in large part determined by your socioeconomic status. And I don't believe that's fair. And everyone in this project believes that no matter who you are, regardless of your background, every person deserves the chance to reach their full potential. So that's why we do what we do, and we're making a great impact. So very proud to share that.
We've got some girls that are back here, some young ladies. They're all waiting. They've got nerves right now. I'm sure parents out here, they're hyped for folks to figure out who's winning what. What advice do you have for these ladies that are back there? One of them may win, some of them may not. What tips would you give them?
More than tips, I don't think I'm wise enough in life experience to exactly give out tips, but I want every contestant to know that I'm so proud of you for putting in all this work, all this time. I know practicing the walk and dance isn't hard. I know you have other commitments, but you gave your all to compete in this pageant, and other people recognize it. And even if you didn't make it to the final round, we're all so proud of you. And to all the girls, even if you don't win, I want you to know that you never had to proceed to the next round or place or get a crown in order to be beautiful and to be loved and to be truly Vietnamese, because you were born with it, it's who you are, and just the way you are, you're perfect, and I'm proud of you.
You bring up a good point. Be truly Vietnamese. What do you mean by that?
I think to be truly Vietnamese while it's true that, of course, you should learn the language as best as you can because that's, the music of our hearts. It's how we truly connect to each other and keep the torch alive. I think as long as you uphold the values that are most important to the Vietnamese community, the respect, the resilience, the compassion, the family, the love, as long as you keep that alive, I think you will never be more Vietnamese than as you hold those values close to your heart.
I was one of those that I kind of grew up all American. My dad was Vietnamese, my mom was white, and one of the things that came across was that I didn't really get taught Vietnamese. How important do you think it is for families, the families that are sitting out here, to teach their young ones Vietnamese?
I think it's very important, and sometimes it's just unavoidable that you're not able to teach. Thank you. That you're not able to teach the language, or there's difficulties when you're trying to learn it. But I think it's essential that you learn the language because even if you translate, there are some things I think that just can't cross the barrier, and you can't truly understand the significance of some of our phrases and some of our values without having the language as a toolbox. So even if it may be difficult, I was lucky enough to have my uncle teach my very unwilling 5-year-old self how to read and write and spell and everything. Even if it's difficult, it's never too late to start. No matter how much you stumble or feel insecure about your skills and pronunciation and vocab, Lord knows I am. As long as you make an effort, I think that's enough.
Last question for you. As you hand off your crown tonight, what are your parting words to your community and the people, your friends and family that have watched you win this crown and reign for the last 4 years?
To the community, even if you are not Vietnamese but came to appreciate and learn about our culture, thank you. And for everyone here today who is Vietnamese, to the community, thank you for sticking together, for holding strong all this time. I know it wasn't easy. Hardships continue to come. It seemed like 2020 was the worst thing ever, but somehow things keep piling up. But we've made it this far, and we've made it through all the hardships of the past. And I have no doubt that we will be able to continue doing so in the future. And to my family and friends, I know you've gone through a lot of my gremlin rat phases, and I'm so sorry for your loss. I will pay for your therapy when I'm a rich doctor. But thank you for believing in me and supporting me all throughout. And I'm proud of who I am today, thanks to you.
Everybody give Adrian a round of applause. I know it's a heavy, heavy crown. Adrian, if you want to come back down there, I'm sure you're going to get another question. Now, Rosie, she's down below. I'm sure you noticed as she walked down there. Rosie, let's light them up.
Yeah, Jason, I'm reporting live from the judges table tonight where we have just wrapped up the judging criteria for the Miss Teen Viet Cultural Festival. We grilled the contestants tonight, gonna grill you, no, I'm just kidding. We just really wanted to pick your minds. I mean, it's not easy the program was going really fast. You didn't have a lot of time, you just kind of had to go. So I just want to ask a few questions. If any of you are willing to answer, just raise your hand. I'll come in and give the microphone to you. But I want to know, judges, what were some things that stood out to you this afternoon during the pageant?
So Chloe and I were getting a little emotional, right? When we saw them dancing the Ao Dai, their entrance, it was beautiful. Her and I got a little emotional, and that really stuck out. But their answers to the questions was so eloquent, and so it was very impressive, to say the least. But it's been amazing. What do you think?
I actually love watching the interview beforehand and how eloquent and well-spoken the young ladies are, and how thoughtful and how deep their connection to being Vietnamese and how proud they are to be Vietnamese. It actually made me want to be even more involved. It actually made me feel like, okay, I need to be more with the community. So just hearing them inspired me to be more involved. And most of all, I really thought what I really appreciate about being Vietnamese, and I think that we kind of lose on how poised and elegant we are, especially the out guy too, and the fashion and the styles. And we are like kick butt, amazing people that can get the job done and successful and funny. And I think we really embrace life and just watching them and just celebrating being Vietnamese and being proud of culture. That's what I love being part of, really seeing them celebrate it too, and continue to celebrate it.
All right, one more question, and I think we might have our results ready to go to crown like our winners. But my last question to the judges tonight: what are your message to these girls? Because some of them are going to walk away smiling, celebrating. Some of them might go home and cry tonight. I was one of those girls. 10 years ago, when I competed in my first pageant, I lost, and I went home and I cried. What's your message to these girls who worked really hard during the past couple of months? Any of you want to take that question?
Gosh, being in this type of contest is just pure pressure. So just being involved in the contest, they should be so proud. They're all winners. You ask around, how many of us out here have been in a contest like this? Like maybe one or two. That's so little, right? There's so much they learn from this contest. They're all winners. They're so smart, so beautiful, so poised. They're way ahead of the game. Can you imagine being out in the workforce later on? They know how to present themselves, how to really connect with people. And it all because probably from a contest like this. So they're all winners to me. So please don't cry, girls. Go home, be so proud. I mean, ask around your whole school. How many of other students went to a contest? No, you did. So you're the winner.
Thank you. I'm sorry we have to wrap.
Back up here now. So before we read these results, I want you all to give a round of applause to our judges just one more time. You don't sound excited, so we're not going to bring the girls up until you get really excited. Let me hear one more round of applause for everybody that's taken part in this contest.